Alright, third time's a charm. I'm going to show you how to create a data log and how to send me a data log. And there's two ways to create a data log. There's the main way is by using this graphing and logging tab, which is great if you can have the laptop in the car. So all you have to do is, after connecting, just go to hit start data logging, and it's going to auto-populate a file name that's got today's date and what time it is that you start the data log, and you hit save, and it will begin data logging and won't stop until you tell it to. So that means if you turn the key off and turn it back on, it technically should still data log, although sometimes that doesn't always work. But when you're done, you're just going to hit stop, and I definitely recommend hitting stop after every run so you can have a new file. And it will just automatically save the information to that file that you just created. The second way that it does a data log is through the SD card, which it's always doing anyway. So to download that data, you're just going to go to browse /import SD card. And it's going to take a second to read the files. And you're just going to scroll down to whatever date and time that you want to have, that you want to select the data log from. So it's not going to actually start recording until it sees 400 RPM or more for more than like a second. So if you turn the key on and off like a few times, move the car around, but don't actually start it, it won't actually do an SD log. This is especially a problem if you're like cranking the car and it won't crank and you're trying to figure out what the problem is, and you try to go to the SD logs to figure out what it is. Well, until it goes above 400 RPM, you're not going to see any data. So, but anyway, if for some reason the data logging doesn't work this way, you can always go back to the SD and there's a backup there. It doesn't record as much information as using your laptop does, but it will be there. So all you're going to do is just click on whatever log it is. So let's say I had a weird hiccup on the 22nd of November. I'll select that file and I will click download, and it's just going to download it. It's saved that file to the same folder as the other data logs, but it's got a different format so that you can find it later. But you can also select it and ask it to open the data now and take a look. But once you've got that shit and you want to email it to me, you're just going to go to your file browser. So in Windows, you click the Windows symbol and go to Documents. And there should be Tuner Studio Projects folder in there. So you're just going to click on that, and you're going to go to your file. There's a bunch of like extra folders in here. There's example projects and stuff like that, but you're going to click on yours, and depending on what your name is, what the name that you gave it is, should be obvious. So in this case, we're in Bad Medicine. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to show you dashboard, data logs, all this other stuff, and all you're going to want to look for is data logs. You click on data logs, and it's going to show you all the data logs that are on here, and likely you have lots and lots and lots of these. But the way to find them is to just look at the date and the time. So the name has the date starting with the year, year, month, day, and then the time, and it's in military, so it's 3 o'clock now, so it started a data log at 15:05. And you'll click on that. You're going to right click and hit share. And this will give you the option to share it through the built-in mail app from Windows, assuming that you use it. Now, if you don't use that, let's say you use Gmail, what you're going to do is just open up your browser of choice. I'm using Safari because I'm on a Mac, but you'll probably be using Edge or whatever's on your, Firefox, whatever. And just go to Gmail, and log in. It'll ask you to log in if you haven't before. But you're just going to compose an email, send it to me. My email is xavcorral@gmail.com. That's xavcorral@gmail.com. Give me a to just so you can tell me that you're sending this as a data log. Make sure you name it something appropriate. And then you just go down here and click this little attach file button. It looks like a paperclip. And the same way as you did before, you're just going to go to Tuner Studio, pull up that file folder, which for me it's in a different place just because I've got so many people on here. You're going to go to data logs and pull that data log up and send it to me. So you hit choose. It's going to show up down here. You can send me a bunch of different ones. They're pretty small files, so you can send a lot. And you'll just hit send. And I should get it. The SD data logs come in looking a little bit different. There's MLG files, and then there's these files that are unlabeled, CSV files. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually go in here and Control A and just take everything and send to, let's see here. I'll send it to a compressed folder, I guess. And then delete everything but that. Or, if you're not precious about your data, like I'm not, I'll just take everything and just move it to the trash. So I'll just hit delete. And now it's empty, so when you start a data log, it's going to add it, and you're only going to have the data logs from there. You can also do this, which is to create a new folder. So we're going to create a new folder and call it old logs. And take your old data logs and put them in there just so you can have them for later if for some reason you want to go back and look at them. I don't usually do that. I just get rid of them. But yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. It's kind of convoluted to do, but it's totally possible. And it'll make, you do it a couple times, it'll make a little bit more sense. So anyway, good luck.